right, Cowboys fans, buckle up because there's a lot to unpack from the latest practice reports and injury updates that have everyone buzzing in Dallas. It's been a rough stretch for the team, and the injury bug seems to be hitting harder than ever. When you think about the grind of training camp and preseason battles, the last thing anyone wants to see is key players limping off the field or sitting out practice, but unfortunately, that's exactly what we're dealing with right now. First off, the injury list just keeps growing, and it's becoming a real challenge for the Cowboys to maintain their depth and keep their momentum going. For players left practice early in the latest session, and the situations vary from minor tweaks to injuries that could linger longer than anyone hopes. Dakota Shepley's situation is concerning with what looks like a high ankle sprain. Always a tricky injury to navigate in football, especially with the kind of physicality the Cowboys bring. Watching him hobble off wasn't easy for the fans hoping to see him in full action this season. Then there's Jaden Blue, who left practice with what appeared to be an ankle injury following a pretty rough face mask foul from Sam Williams. That's the kind of mistake you just can't afford at this stage. The team needs clean plays, especially in camp when everyone is fighting for their spot. Blue's limp looked serious at first, but thankfully he returned later without a boot, which is a sign that it might not be as severe as feared. Still, the uncertainty around his status is enough to keep everyone on edge. Blue is a key piece in that backfield, and the Cowboys are already thin there, especially with Miles Sanders sidelined today as well. The situation with Blue is a question mark now. Will he be ready for the first preseason game? That's still up in the air, and it's a waiting game for all of us. On the bright side, Deuce Vaughn was back in pads, which is promising, but he didn't participate in team drills, leaving his readiness for the preseason game uncertain. Javonte Williams, Hunter Lipke, and Phil Maffa all managed to stay on the field, which is good news for depth, but every day with players leaving practice early or not fully participating adds stress to the coaching staff. Injuries in camp can quickly change the entire dynamic of a roster, especially when you start talking about key positions like running back and tight end. Speaking of tight ends, Jake Ferguson's injury also raised some eyebrows. It looked like he took a serious hit to the back or ribs from Kenneth Murray during some red zone drills. The timing was brutal, just minutes after Jaden Blue went down. That kind of contact is part of the game, but it's tough watching your guys take shots like that in practice, especially when the team is already dealing with a mounting injury list. Ferguson stayed on the field for a bit, but eventually had to head back to the locker room, clearly in pain. Stephen Jones was optimistic about the severity, but this is definitely something the Cowboys will be keeping a close eye on, especially given the thinness at the corner and tight end positions. Ferguson may not have been expected to play heavily in the preseason anyway, but every piece counts in camp. The injury woes don't stop there. Princeton Fant was also sidelined with an undisclosed injury, and Justin Barron didn't practice, which raises questions about his health status and whether the Cowboys might consider placing him on injured reserve to manage the roster. Barron's path to making the team is already challenging, and an injury only complicates things further. Meanwhile, Dion Clark and Lee Fowle have been stepping up, but it's clear the Cowboys are juggling a lot to keep their squad competitive. The sheer volume of players dealing with bumps, bruises, and more serious injuries is wearing on everyone connected to the team. It's no secret that staying healthy during training camp is crucial for setting the tone of the season. In previous years, the Cowboys have generally done a better job managing player loads and minimizing injuries during camp, which made the spate of setbacks all the more frustrating. The coaching staff and medical team will need to dig deep to keep the team moving forward without losing momentum. In the middle of all this, Micah Parsons' absence from practice raised plenty of eyebrows. Neither Parsons nor Jerry Jones was present, sparking all sorts of speculation. Was something going on behind the scenes? Rumors swirled, but the official word was that there was no ongoing drama, no contract talks or disputes happening at camp. Parsons was reportedly still with the team, just not participating in practice that day. The situation feels suspicious only because it's a departure from the norm. If Parsons were to leave camp or hold out, that would send shockwaves through the organization and fan base alike. The possibility of the Cowboys placing a franchise tag or having to navigate a contract standoff is a nightmare scenario nobody wants to see. But for now, things seem stable, even if the absence was unexpected. Meanwhile, Joe Milton continues to impress. The young quarterback has been showing off some serious arm strength and confidence in practice. While he's mostly been facing backups so far, it's clear the team is eager to see how he performs in the preseason, especially as the coaching staff looks for reliable depth behind the starters. Milton threw some impressive deep balls, reminding everyone that the Cowboys have some exciting talent waiting in the wings. All of these updates and questions swirling around the team highlight just how intense this part of the season is. Training camp is a grind, and every injury, every player absence, every practice session has ripple effects that can define the trajectory of the year. For Dallas, navigating these hurdles while keeping the roster healthy and competitive is no small feat. The coming weeks will be crucial to see who can shake off injuries, who can step up, and how the coaching staff adapts to the ever-changing landscape of camp. As the Cowboys push forward, the stakes only get higher. Fans want to see their team come out strong, healthy, and ready to take on the challenges ahead. Every injury update, every practice report, every player appearance is scrutinized because the margin for error in the NFL is razor thin. This team is in a battle not just on the field but off it, fighting to keep its pieces intact while building chemistry and momentum. It's a tough balancing act, but that's the reality of football at this level. Moving deeper into the dynamics of the Cowboys training camp, the injury situation isn't the only thing stirring up conversations among fans and analysts alike. The uncertainty surrounding key players and how the coaching staff manages those absences adds a layer of intrigue to the entire preseason. One of the biggest questions swirling right now revolves around the depth in the backfield. With Miles Sanders still not practicing, the pressure mounts on the rest of the running backs to step up and fill the void. Sanders' status remains uncertain, which complicates the team's plans on both the ground game and special teams. Jaden Blue's injury, while not confirmed to be severe, casts a shadow over the backfield stability. He's shown flashes of potential and versatility, so his availability, or lack thereof, could have a meaningful impact on how the Cowboys approach their offensive schemes early in the season. Deuce Vaughn's partial return to practice is a positive sign, but the fact that he's not yet fully participating in team drills means his readiness is still a question mark. When you consider that Javonte Williams, Hunter Lipke, and Phil Maffa were all able to get reps, it's clear the team is leaning heavily on the healthy players to carry the load while others recover. This juggling act puts pressure not just on the players, but also on the coaching staff to creatively manage reps and develop game plans that can compensate for absences. Running backs are essential not only for carrying the ball, but also for blocking, catching out of the backfield, and special teams duties. Losing multiple players or having them limited in practice disrupts that rhythm and forces coaches to adapt quickly. The preseason becomes not just about evaluating talent, but also about finding ways to build cohesion despite these setbacks. Tight end remains another area of concern. Jake Ferguson's injury to his back or ribs after a hard hit during red zone drills adds to the Cowboys' list of bodies dealing with knocks and bruises. His willingness to stay on the field despite pain speaks to his toughness and commitment, but the team has to be cautious. Red zone offense often hinges on tight ends making crucial catches and blocking assignments, so any limitation to Ferguson's availability could impact those critical moments. With Princeton Fant also out with an undisclosed injury, the depth chart at tight end is feeling the strain. Hunter Lipke's role has grown as a result, but his fumble during a recent catch was a disappointing moment. Mistakes like that are magnified in camp when every player is trying to prove they belong on the roster. For a player like Lipke, who is trying to carve out a niche, these opportunities are precious, and turnovers can set back momentum both for the individual and the team. The pressure to perform is intense, especially with the Cowboys balancing the need to win games while also giving younger players time to develop. Injuries to players like Justin Barron, whose absence from practice has raised questions about his health and potential to be placed on injured reserve, highlight the difficult decisions the front office and coaching staff must make. Managing the roster means weighing immediate needs against longer-term player development. Barron has shown promise, but also faces stiff competition for a spot on the team. Deion Clark and Leaf Fowl stepping up shows the depth the Cowboys have in the secondary, but also reflects how injuries open doors for other players to shine. This cascade of injuries also tests the team's mental toughness and resilience. Football is a demanding sport physically, but the psychological toll of seeing teammates sidelined can be just as challenging. Players have to stay focused, motivated, and ready to step in at a moment's notice. The locker room atmosphere and leadership from veterans and coaches become crucial in maintaining morale during these tough stretches. Amid all this, Micah Parsons remains a focal point for Cowboys fans. His absence from practice, along with Jerry Jones not being present, sparked plenty of speculation, but official statements suggest nothing out of the ordinary is happening behind the scenes. Still, the absence of two such key figures from the practice field creates an air of mystery. Parsons' presence or absence can have a significant impact on the defense, given his role as a game-changer and leader. Any hint of contract disputes or disagreements tends to grab headlines because of how much Parsons means to the team's identity and performance. The idea that Parsons could leave camp or hold out is a worst-case scenario that would ripple throughout the league. The Cowboys front office would be forced to respond swiftly, potentially tagging him or pursuing other roster moves to fill the gap. But right now, it seems more like a momentary absence rather than a sign of deeper issues. Still, in today's NFL, even small changes can quickly escalate, so the situation will remain under close watch by everyone following the team. On the offensive side, Joe Milton's progression is a bright spot in an otherwise challenging camp. The young quarterback has displayed impressive arm strength and confidence, even if most of his practice reps have come against backup defenses. The preseason will be his chance to prove he can perform under game pressure and against more formidable opponents. For a team looking to build depth and future talent, Milton's development is crucial. Fans want to see him take advantage of the opportunity to show he belongs in the league and can be a reliable option when called upon. Training camp, with all its bumps and bruises, also offers a glimpse into the team's culture and how they handle adversity. The Cowboys have faced criticism in the past for managing injuries and workload, but this season presents a unique test. The coaching staff has to find ways to keep players healthy while still pushing them to improve and compete. It's a delicate balance between protecting players and preparing them to perform at the highest level. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. A wave of speculation has taken over the NFL community as rumors swirl about the possibility of George Pickens and AMARI Cooper joining forces with the Dallas Cowboys. The potential reunion of these two talented wide receivers could mark a remarkable comeback story and redefine the Cowboys' offensive strategy in the upcoming season. Pickens, known for his explosive athleticism and playmaking ability, combined with Cooper's seasoned expertise and precise route running, presents a tantalizing duo that could ignite Dallas' passing game. Sources close to team management hint at ongoing negotiations, fueling excitement among fans eager to see such a dynamic partnership flourish. This potential signing is being talked about as a bold move to elevate the Cowboys' offense to championship contention, especially after mixed results in recent seasons. The combination of youth and experience in Pickens and Cooper might just be the spark Dallas needs to compete at the highest level, with coaches reportedly very interested in exploring how these two could complement each other on the field. The buzz surrounding Pickens and Cooper's rumored signing with the Cowboys is stirring intense debates among NFL analysts and fans alike. If the deal goes through, it would represent a significant shakeup in the Cowboys roster, which has been criticized for lacking depth at the wide receiver position. Pickens, after showing flashes of brilliance despite injury setbacks, is eager to prove his value and consistency. Cooper, a veteran with a track record of clutch performances, could provide the leadership and reliability that Dallas desperately requires. Conversations within NFL circles suggest that both players see this potential union as an opportunity to revive their careers and create something special. The synergy between Pickens' raw talent and Cooper's polished skills could translate into a receiving core that opponents would find difficult to contain. Meanwhile, insiders report that the Cowboys front office is exploring every angle to finalize the acquisition, hoping to announce the move soon and energize the fan base heading into the offseason. Speculation intensifies as reports hint at the Cowboys' strategic intent behind courting Pickens and Cooper, signaling a shift in their offensive philosophy. The current rumors suggest that the coaching staff envisions a fast-paced, high-scoring attack that leverages Pickens' ability to stretch the field and Cooper's knack for creating separation in short to intermediate routes. This duo's combination could force opposing defenses into uncomfortable adjustments, opening up opportunities not only for the wide receivers themselves, but also for the running game and tight ends. The Cowboys have faced criticism for inconsistent passing attacks in recent years, and the possible addition of Pickens and Cooper is seen as a proactive response to that challenge. Although no official confirmation has been made, insiders hint that discussions have progressed significantly and that a final agreement could be imminent. Fans and analysts alike are eagerly awaiting any official statement, as the potential impact on the Cowboys' season outlook could be profound, revitalizing the team's offensive prospects. Meanwhile, the football world is abuzz with conjecture about how the union of Pickens and Cooper might influence the locker room dynamics within the Cowboys. Both players bring unique qualities that extend beyond their on-field skills. Pickens is known for his fiery competitive spirit and hunger for success, traits that could invigorate a team hungry for a deep playoff run. Cooper, with his veteran presence and professionalism, could serve as a mentor to younger players, fostering growth and stability. The possibility that this duo could create a cultural shift within the team adds an extra layer of intrigue to the rumors. Observers speculate that their combined influence might not only enhance the Cowboys' offensive output, but also contribute to a more cohesive and motivated squad overall. Coaches and management are said to be considering these intangible benefits carefully, as leadership and chemistry are often as crucial as talent in achieving success at the highest level. As these rumors continue to swirl, the NFL community watches closely for signs that this potential partnership between George Pickens and Amari Cooper and the Dallas Cowboys will materialize. The stakes are high for all parties involved, as this move could redefine careers and alter the competitive landscape of the league. Fans are already dreaming of highlight reels featuring Pickens' acrobatic catches alongside Cooper's sharp routes and clutch receptions. Meanwhile, other teams are likely monitoring the situation closely, understanding the threat this duo could pose if they join forces. Speculation also surrounds the financial and contractual aspects of the deal, with negotiations reportedly focusing on structuring a package that satisfies both players' expectations and the Cowboys' salary cap constraints. In a league where every acquisition can tip the balance of power, this potential signing could be a game-changer, reigniting Dallas' quest for glory and setting the stage for a thrilling chapter in NFL history. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.